That's the start of the episode.
Yeah, bro. Hold on, guys. I gotta. Oh, Morty. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the I Don't Know podcast. I am here with. Oh my God! I just fucked up the intro.
I'm gonna do it today.
Whoa.
Honestly, it's so weird because I am not used to not doing the intro. I've always done the intro, but
Okay, do the intro.
I like that you do it, but do you think we should alternate?
I don't know, but you better say the what
I know what you
co-host
do.
and co-worker. That's my thing. You better
That's
say
his
that
thing.
shit. Come on now. Come on, lock in.
Well, okay. If that's your thing, then why don't we both have a thing for the intro? We should have a co-intro. We're co-host, co-workers, and we have the co-intro.
Yo.
Triple co. I don't know what to do. Don't ever do that again. I'm going to suppress myself for the rest of the episode.
Are you still want to do the intro, or do you want me to do it? I'll rock it out real quick.
All right. Okay. All right, guys. Welcome to the I Don't Know podcast. My name is Joshua Eubanks. I'm here with my co-host and co-worker, Jordan Ford. That was too many silence.
I forgot what to say right there. What was my line?
Oh, I don't know. Just your name.
What's?
He doesn't know his name. It's his BPD. He's kicking in. He's got a.
Yeah, dude, I'm locking into some other reality right now. I forgot my name, my social security number. Everything.
Anyway, all right. We got this thing behind us today.
Okay, let's relax.
I think we called the other vinyl a thing.
Let's relax.
So,
this master. I'm kidding. No, it's not.
No.
It's not at all. Album of the week today, and I'm happy about this one because last episode I was lost in the fucking sauce and did not know what I was talking about too much about the last album. I can quote this album word for word, bar for bar, because if y'all guys must know. Oh,
hey,
yeah.
bro. Great Value or Sam's Cola, y'all sponsor us. We work for you. ASMR did not need to be in there, but all right.
And I'm excited to talk about this album today. We have Panic at the Disco, Pray for the Wicked, the 6th studio album of the 2001 emo band known as, formerly as Panic at the Disco. They are now dismembered. Well,
yeah, they've always all been brutally murdered.
Yeah, Reddy Gray's just ahead now, like from Futurama, like just ahead now. And all he does is hit high notes all day. He just sits in his little jar, just
forced to do that for eternity.
Yeah, unfortunately. So, Pray for the Wicked. I have a lot of words to say about this. As a die-hard, and I mean die-hard,
the voice crack right there.
Panic at the Disco fan. This one, honestly, it's not my favorite. It's not even close. It's at the bottom of my list. It is most people's. But is it bad? No. Brendan Urie has never, in my humble opinion, released a bad album. And I mean terrible, less than a 5 out of 10 album. Has he released some that were kind of, not too great? Yes. This is not one of them, though, because as you know, this is the most successful Panic at the Disco project ever to be released in terms of commercial success. High Hopes is the biggest Panic at the Disco song to date in terms of streaming and whatnot. Hold on one second.
Honestly, that song alone, just being as overplayed as it is what makes me hate this album.
It is overplayed. It is overplayed.
But
it is. You hate that album?
I don't hate it. I can still listen to it, but it gives a sour taste on it.
Yeah, and so...
I would still rate this album a 7. Or 6.5, 7.
6 for me. It's 7's a little high. I
guess,
think six is because in my opinion 5 is middle, like mediocre, and I think this is a little bit better than mediocre. Like I think it's good.
Fair.
It's very poppy. It's very it's pop. It is pop.
From what I remember, I can't even remember the last time I've listened to this album in full.
Yeah,
but I would say that probably King of the Clouds is my favorite off of it.
That's such a banger. So mine is Roaring Twenties. I love that song. Yeah, do you remember Roaring 20s?
Mm-hmm.
This is my Roaring. And here's a fun fact: when I went to go see Brendan Urie and Panic at the Disco in 2017, that was the first time I heard that song because
let me take that back. Dying in LA is the best masterpiece they've ever created.
It's a beautiful song.
Anyway, back to what you were saying.
Beautiful song.
Sorry, I cut you off.
It's good. The first time I listened to Roaring 20s was live, and it made me fall in love with the song just because of the Broadway feel. And Brendan Urie, he put a lot of his Broadway influences into this album because he had had recently
Kinky Boots.
Yeah, did Kinky Boots, and so you can see.
I don't know the story or anything to it. I've never
I
seen
don't either. You would think I would just because I'm such a fan of Brendan Urie and Panic, but I haven't. But long story short, a lot of those Broadway influences are sprinkled in this album. Some of them very heavily, especially in like Roaring 20s. But I love that song. It's my favorite. High Hopes, as overplayed as it is, it's a classic, motivational pop song. Same with Hey Look Ma, I Made It, which I think is this is going to be weird. In terms of Panic's discography, a underrated song. Not in terms of like commercial success, obviously, because that song is also huge. I hear it all the time. But in terms of their discography, I think it's underrated just because it's such a feel-good song. It's one of those songs that's like, it's more about the feeling it makes you feel. It motivates you. It makes you I think the most motivating thing for anybody is being able to tell their mom that they succeeded. That's like a tried and true, being able to go to your mom and be like, hey, no, I made it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And so personifying that into a song, he did a really good job with that. Some of the deeper cuts in this album, like King of the Clouds, Roaring 20s, Dying in LA, the less listened to ones are also great. Another underrated song from his discography, Saturday Night, Say Amen. It's beautiful. I love that song. And see, the thing is, I think Pray for the Wicked, it's very close to being a Death of a Bachelor too. It has almost the same. If it didn't lean closer to the pop side, it would almost have the same vibe in terms of the party out on the town Broadway feel that Brendan does with most of his solo music, And Death of Bachelor is my favorite album by them. So for this to be almost a second to that, it's good. I like it. It's a 6 for me. And ranking all of Panic's albums, even though this is going to sound bad, it's my second least favorite. It's second bottom for me. Not because I hate it. I like all of their music, but because it's one that when I rank albums, especially by someone I listen to so much like Panic, I find myself rarely going back to the deeper cuts on this album. It's mainly Roaring 20s, King of the Clouds, and all the other ones just go and listen. The other day I put on Fuck a Silver Lining, which I like that song a lot. Yeah. Yeah. It's a banger. It's a banger. I went back to that one not too long ago, and obviously I go back to all of these because this is my favorite band ever, so I listened to all of the albums millions of times front to back, but there's just better ones. in my opinion. I mean, I feel like it's hard. You have to really find it hard. It's really hard to find something worse than this. Besides, in my opinion, and this is one of the worst. This is a hot take. This is a steamy one.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty Odd.
Yeah,
At the very bottom for me.
A lot of people hold that album in pretty high regard.
Yes, people think it's their best, and I'm like, how? There's no way you think this is their best. It's just like Beatles cosplay. Like that's all it is.
Way too folksy for my.
For
taste.
Panic, like what? Who told them? And what I don't like about it is
who told them to make this album?
Yeah, I don't. What I don't like about it is it's so obvious that it was a marketing ploy to repackage them, and like it's obvious that none of them wanted that like at all because with if you look, so Panic has three albums where they're actually a band. Okay, and that's the first three, right?
I feel like
notice. Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but notice how none of those albums redo. None of his albums even redo that Pretty Odd sound. None of them. You hear sprinkles of Fever in all of the other albums. You hear a sprinkle of Vices and Virtues in all the other albums. You don't hear any Pretty Odd. You know why? Because no one wanted that shit. Nobody. The music's still good, but it's just weird. I just don't like it.
It's not Panic, but also, if not for that album being made, the like 3 songs that everybody really likes off of it wouldn't exist.
That is true. And see that's what I think holds it.
Because
lets it hold up.
Because like if I didn't have 9 in the afternoon and I knew that was gonna be a thing, if they hadn't put that album out, if I had the information that existed, I'd be so sad that it didn't.
9 in the Afternoon is the first Panic song I've ever heard in my life, and I knew it like my whole life, but never knew it was them. Mm-hmm. Mind you, I was born around the time that album came out, so that song is like engraved into my memory. But like, I don't know, the Beatles core thing they were going for. And here's another thing. This is kind of a nitpick that's less about the album, but around that time when they were touring, they were performing all of their songs acoustically. Mm-hmm. It just wasn't good. Like it just wasn't great. I'm not saying none of them are good musicians, but nowhere in my mind was like, you know what, I want to hear an acoustic version of a Fever You Can't Sweat Out songs, because what makes those songs so good is that they have so many weird like instruments and like weird like quirks about them. Like especially like if you think of I Write Sins, the dum 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 dum, like that is not just played off of a regular guitar. Like that's messed with. Same with the bells in the back, the all of that. And then when they're playing it on stage, they're just it just wasn't great.
It's definitely MIDI, but also like first of all, the instrument is not guitar. Why did you say that?
What do you mean?
It's like a bass.
Oh, like, well, I wasn't saying. I was saying.
You said guitar.
No. I wasn't saying that was played with a guitar. I was saying that's what they play it with, is a guitar. Like when they all play acoustic on stage. Why
don't they just get a live band that can play the instruments that are in the song?
Well, at the time they were playing all the instruments because they were an actual band, and now they have.
I know, but like, okay. I don't know who knows who Skillet is, but I've seen them live many times, and if they have a song with an instrument in it.
Who have you seen live?
Skillet.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
What?
I didn't know. You said Skillet. I thought you were saying Skill It Is.
Oh.
Yeah, because you said Skillet Is. I thought you were saying Skill It Is. Like you were wondering who plays guitar on Panic.
No.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm saying, okay, I've seen Skillet live, okay, and if they have a song with an instrument in it that typically the core band members do not play, they hire somebody to come along on tour with them who can play those instruments because they're going to be playing those songs every single show.
Exactly. That's what they didn't do, and it sounded like saying it sounded like shit is not true. It was different, but it just wasn't what I wanted to hear. Especially all of the piano in A Fever, all of the piano songs, the all of that. No piano played. None of them. They played it all on guitar. All of it.
How can you even do that,
dude? It's just not great. And they had to change a lot of the keys to a lot of the songs so they didn't sound right live.
I would literally die.
But people love it though.
How?
People love that shit. They're like, that's peak Panic, and I'm like, no, peak Panic. If you want, dude, I'm finna ruffle some feathers. Peak Panic is Brendan Urie on his own. Yeah, just to be honest. And you can fight me all you want. Death of the Bachelor is the best album in their discography. That was pretty much solely Brendan Urie on his own. It is their best album. Their second is A Fever. Okay. Now, you can argue those two back and forth, but A Fever, bro, there's like 2 or 3 songs people remember from that album if you're not a diehard. And it's I Write Sins and the Let's Get These Teen Hearts Beating Fast. It has a long ass name. I can't remember the name. But Death of a Bachelor, first of all, the song Death of a Bachelor, come on, is a fucking banger. Then you have Emperor's New Clothes. You have Don't Threaten Me with a Good Time. Did LA Devotee come out on that album?
Yeah.
Yeah, LA Devotee, dude, it just don't miss. That fucking track list is just top to bottom. And I think of that about every Panic album because I'm a Panic fan. But if you gotta go in deep. You gotta go in deep, man. You have to like this. Like you gotta go in deep. Yeah, and so yeah. Back to Pray for the Wicked though.
Well, actually, I wanted to.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
State the name of that song. It's Lying is the most fun a girl can have without taking her clothes off.
Okay, thank you. So, I usually call it Lying is the most fun for sure.
Yeah. But anyway.
You got to do that with most Fever songs because they're all long as fuck.
Yes, back to Pray for the Wicked because I've had this fucking sentence on my mind for the last 5 minutes and I couldn't say it because we were going on this other rant. I'm not saying that I hate this song, but my least favorite song, if I didn't ever hear it again, I probably wouldn't complain. But one of the drunks is like, take that shit off, bro.
Oh man, what you, dude? No, no, it's definitely different. Okay, and it's definitely not like that great, and it leans into that poppy Broadway thing really hard. It's like a theater kid was making a Panic at the Disco song. Like that's what it sounds like. But I guess I'm biased as fuck because I seen it live. Hearing it live is majestic because Brendan Urie is one of the best vocalists of this generation, and I believe that fully.
You know what I love? Okay. I wish that I had gone to more Panic shows prior, but also, I had this, we were both kids, as this band evolved, and I didn't get to go to many shows because my parents didn't, do that for me. But I feel like getting to see them on the Pray for the Wicked tour was the best time to get to see them before they died out.
That's so here's where I'll argue with you on that, right?
Would you say that their latest tour is better? Or
no,
are you saying earlier tour?
I would say Death of a Bachelor is probably the best time. The only thing you're missing,
I don't know, bro, because if I didn't get to see him play the piano in midair playing Dying in L.A., I probably would have killed myself.
That shit is crazy. You probably would have been dying in L.A. I mean, you weren't in L.A., but I was. Was I? No, I was in Louisiana. What's Louisiana's abbreviation?
Shreveport? Or?
I was in I was in New Orleans.
New Orleans. Yeah.
What is their abbreviation? Louisiana.
Just L. It's technically LA.
I was dying in L.A. Yeah. Yeah.
He was dying in NOLA.
Wait. Yeah. What he said. Anyway. So here's where I'll argue there. Death of a Bachelor is the best time. Why? You are missing that, and you are missing the Bohemian Rhapsody tribute thing he
Yeah,
did,
that shit was cool too.
which was sick. And you're missing some of the Pray for the Wicked songs that are good live. One, Death of a Bachelor, he performed a lot more of the older stuff that was like really good. So you got stuff that wasn't performed on Pray for the Wicked, like House of Memories, which I believe he did not perform on the Pray for the Wicked tour. He brought that back for Viva Las Vengeance because, it went viral again on TikTok. And certain deeper cuts from the older albums made it. Plus, Death of the Bachelor is their best album. So, straight hitters on there. So, he was performed all the hitters off of there. And this is the main reason. No High Hopes. And I love that song, but I didn't give a shit to see that live at all. And it was good, and now I agree that Pray for the Wicked was better to see them than Viva Las Vengeance. And we know why. Because Brendan Urie's voice was fucking shot during that tour. And he was fucking up pretty bad.
I honestly haven't seen any clips, so I'm going to take your word for it. That's all I got to say.
He still can sing, but like a lot of his stuff was watch him when you get a chance. Watch him perform on Good Morning America. That is legitimately one of the worst TV performances I've ever seen of anything ever, and it scared me. It made me worried that he was like going to cancel the tour because it was so bad. It was so bad. Like it was actually terrible. That's coming from a diehard Panic fan. So,
I guess that's probably another reason why he just ended it.
My reason, I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he ever wanted to make Viva Las Vengeance, but most record labels hold you to a 7 album contract, and I feel like he had to make that 7th album. I feel like that's why he really didn't promote Viva Las Vengeance. He wasn't on social media, and on top of that, he was also getting canceled, midway through that and before that. So he also like kind of quit social media.
But yeah, I mean, like that's what he's talking about. That's how we knew that Logic wasn't gonna actually retire, because he still had another album in his deal. And if you don't like make up with your end of the deal, you don't get your royalties or anything.
Nope.
Which I'm not saying that Logic cares about the money, but
I would have if it was as much as he made, dude. That's a lot of money.
Like he just wanted to be able to make music that he wanted to make, and he felt like he couldn't do that under Def Jam. So that's why he put out that piece of shit they call Bobby Tarantino 3.
That's not the only piece of shit he put out.
Hey, bro. Don't you be dissing Logic on this podcast if I'm here.
Don't make me go into it, man. Don't make me get into it.
Anyway, I guess that's about it.
Yeah, that's Pray for the Wicked.
Album.
6 out of 10 for me. And yeah. So, as we stated in the last episode that we recorded about 10 seconds ago, we are going to do a part 2, essentially, to what we were doing last time. I sat and talked the entirety of the last episode about my backstory, like an anime character finna fight the final villain.
He really ain't even done. But.
Yeah, I really didn't even finish No Cap, but if there's worldwide acclaim for that, I guess we will make a follow-up to that. But this one is for Josh. Josh, you you get to tell these motherfuckers about what you had going on when you were younger and what's up with your life and how it molded you to be the beautiful Jesus-looking man that you are now.
Oh, boy.
So the stage is yours, Brody, and I will cut in intermittently to ask questions.
All right. So I would say probably the earliest memories that I have.
All right, so I got to
Hey, bro. I'm sad.
I'm sorry. I had to. All right, I'm done. Sorry.
Anyway, probably, okay, technically, the only time I've ever moved houses was when I was like 2 years old. So the first house that we lived in, I don't really remember much. I only have two like very distinct memories. One is the PC that we had. My dad had a PC. I got to play on it sometimes. You know, we all play the pinball and shit that's preloaded on that bitch.
Bro, Purple Place?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
bro,
solitaire.
Bro, Patrick, he fucking downloaded that on his PC.
What?
Just to play it for memories. I didn't even know you could do that. But if you didn't know you could do that, you can just go download Purple Place.
Yeah, where all my Purple Placers at? Rise up.
Rise up. Anyway, but the other thing that happened to me when I was 2, before I moved out into the country, is, so I was trying to change the channel on the TV. I don't know what it was playing. I can't remember. I think it was just like one of those blue channels that, you know, if you remember having like just the cable that you get for free or whatever, I guess. Cause I don't know if we had like Dish or anything. I'm a kid. I don't know what we had. Anyway, you ever on those box TVs and you're on a certain channel and the only thing is blue?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I think I was trying to switch it to Nick or whatever I wanted to watch. And then I slid out the drawers to make like a little step ladder. Got up to the TV. Whole thing fell on me.
What the fuck? And you're still here?
I didn't break no bones. I've never broken a bone.
What
in
kind
my
of TV
entire
was
life.
it? Was it one of the big bulky
One of those
ones?
Yeah, one of those big fat box TVs, bro.
What the fuck? Those things are like 3,000 pounds.
That motherfucker fell on me. I'm still good.
Bro, those things have anti-gravity on them. They're like super fucking heavy. They're fucking insane.
Yeah, that's my siblings and my parents. That tell you the same shit.
You know what? That explains a lot. That you had a TV dropped on your head at 2.
Not on my head. It was like.
So, like, did that do anything, like, at all, or were you just hurt?
I don't even remember going to the hospital, honestly.
Do you have long-term effects from that you feel today?
No.
Okay.
No. My parents filled me in that we went to the doctor, and they just basically said, you know, it's like a miracle. You know, nothing happened to him. So I'm good.
Definitely a miracle, man. You know, if that TV would have killed you, we wouldn't be making this podcast right now. So, yeah.
But yeah, then we moved, and I have a lot of really good memories in that house because, you know, it's the only house I ever remembered living in.
Yeah.
And the only complaint that I would have throughout my childhood is we had good Christmases. I didn't have a whole lot of birthdays. Like, we didn't really celebrate my birthday every year.
Wow. Why was that?
I don't know. Ask my parents why they didn't love me. No.
Whoa.
I'm kidding.
Whoa, what the heck?
No, but, like, I could probably only tell you about 4 birthdays that I've had.
4, dude. I could probably recount every birthday I've had since the age of 4, like top to bottom.
And one of my cousin was born like in the same month as me.
Oh, that always sucks.
We had a dual birthday, but it didn't even feel like my birthday. It was just his, basically. I was there for it.
That is so fucking lame. That is so fucking lame.
They got, yeah. My cousin got a cake. I didn't.
Bro. What?
Sometimes I just want to stab my parent.
Bro.
I'm kidding.
I want to kill my mom.
I want to kill my dad.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
No, but like.
So, I do have a question though.
What's the question?
So, do you think that the reason you didn't get any of your birthdays celebrated was because of neglect from your parents, or do you think it was just y'all just didn't celebrate birthdays? Like, did anyone else celebrate birthdays in your household, or was it just you?
I don't really feel like my siblings got them that often either. So I wouldn't say it was just me that didn't get birthdays, but I always felt like a slight sense of resentment for the fact that it's like I always got invited to all my other friends' birthdays to go over to their house. But I've only ever had 2 birthdays where my friends got to come over and hang out with me.
Wow.
So, I don't know. This.
And another question, have you talked to your parents about this?
No.
Okay, well, we'll leave that at that. All right, continue.
And another thing about my childhood is that, so, obviously, big-ass age gap between me and my siblings. I don't know if it just happens to the youngest sibling every single time and no matter what, but my siblings, when I was growing up at least, we're cool now, but they treated me like shit, to be honest. And I mean, they know it. We've sat down and talked. I can talk to them. I can't talk to my parents about anything, bro. I just feel like it's gonna blow back in my face somehow if I try and tell them about my trauma.
That's how I felt. That's why I took the approach, like I said in the last episode, of just forgiving and forgetting, essentially. Well, forgiving and not forgetting. Just, hey, I forgive you for the shit that you did to me, and whether you know it or not, I will never forget what you did to me, though. And I will take that into account moving forward for the rest of my life, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
So, I don't blame you, man. I don't.
It was like, okay. One time my sister was annoying me really bad. And I don't know why we had a metal ruler or why my 7-year-old ass decided to throw it at her. But I hit her in the forehead with a metal ruler.
You tomahawk that bitch out?
Yes, sir, bro. It was like Black Ops 2.
Did it stick her or did it
Nah, it just cut her and bounced off.
Bro got a cross Nuketown tomahawk. Final kill count or final kill. Fucking, that's crazy.
Yes, sir.
That's crazy. So, anything else you want to share?
Well,
Because I said a lot, so I need you to go in.
I'm trying to think, bro. It's just I don't have a lot to say bad necessarily.
Well, you don't.
I have my trauma, but
you can say
but
good stuff. That's okay. My childhood just sucked. That's why I was only saying bad stuff. That was only bad things.
Oh my lord,
it was terrible. wasn't fun. Well, sometimes. I mean, but anyway.
But I feel like, despite the fact that, I felt kind of neglected and I didn't have the best relationship with my siblings and my parents, like basically my parents split up. They didn't get divorced on paper, but around like middle school, high school, they just stopped caring about each other pretty much. But they didn't leave. Like neither of my parents went on their separate ways. They just kept like raising us in the same environment with both of them together. So what really like put a toll on me is my freaking cousin is calling me in the middle of recording this. Okay, great. It's like I hated having to deal with the fact that all they ever did was fight and talk shit about each other. But I would have to love both of them in the same environment. It was very toxic in my opinion. Especially like if I got split up with my wife, I wouldn't want my kids to have to like deal with our problems for us.
Facts.
And, like I would tell my mom the things that my dad would say about her. And I would be like, don't tell him. I don't want to start arguments with y'all. I just think that you should know about it. But then, guess what? She didn't care about my feelings and what's going to happen. Like, the consequences of me telling you this and you go in to tell him, you just didn't care that he was going to get on my ass. And when I would tell him something she might have said about him, it'd just be the same cycle. Like, maybe I shouldn't have to be in the middle of your relationship issues. And y'all should just both love me enough to leave me out of it.
Damn. Yeah. I feel that.
But, despite all that, of course I still love my parents because, they didn't treat me the best, but they didn't treat me the worst. And they tried, they raised me.
You know what? I don't want to cut you off, but I think it's crazy that me and you have both very different upbringings. And I'm not here to say who had a worse. I'm not going to do that because everyone has their own issues. You can't compare issues. You know what I'm saying? I think the only thing you could the only way it's objectively one is worse than the other is when it comes down to being like sexually abused and homeless or hungry and shit like that. That's when it can get a little objective. Obviously, they have worse lives than me and you do. Because as far as I know, me and you have never, none of that's ever happened to me and you, Yeah. And so that is the only objectivity, I would think. But I think that despite us having very different outlooks on life, or no upbringings, not outlooks, upbringings, me and you pretty much have the same stance of we both still just love our parents. And even though they didn't do the best, they didn't do the worst. And it's crazy how we just come to that conclusion despite how different. Because I almost but I'm sure there were times I was like, I wish both of my parents would have stayed together even though, they didn't love each other just for me. Type shit like that. And, and then there's things like you wish that your parents would have celebrated all of your birthdays, And those things even though those things didn't happen to us and we would want them to, we still come out with the same outlook. And I think that just says a lot. I think that says a lot.
I don't feel like I wish that my parents would have stayed together. I wish they would have lived their own lives and got over it.
Facts.
That would have been so much better to deal with rather than hearing them just yell at each other all the time. And like they wonder why I would just chill in my room 24/7.
Sorry, I'm listening. I got a text from my grandma.
I didn't want to be a part of it. Like, I don't want to walk into the living room with him being in the kitchen right next to the living room having an argument when I'm just trying to go get some pizza rolls or something. Like, I'm just trying to live a normal kid's life. But
yeah,
can't do that. I can't play Fortnite without hearing my parents in the background.
that was always bad when you couldn't like play games with your friends because your parents would be in the back screaming and fighting. I had to deal with some of that too. My mom's had boyfriends, you know, and stuff like that. So I understand, man. I'm here for you, man. I'm here for you. You're my boy. You're my boy. This is a lot. And you're brave for, giving this to our people. This is,
our people.
Yeah, this is a lot. And to me, too, I appreciate it. I appreciate you being front and honest with me like this. And always remember that you don't have to say anything you don't want to.
Yeah.
So, anything else you want to elaborate on?
Like I said, I still feel like even though my life could have been better, like I still don't have enough room to complain about it in a way that, like, there are people out there doing 10 times worse than we are.
Right.
It's like, I would rather put the energy into helping people who are worse off than me than sitting here complaining about how bad my life is when comparatively it's not.
I'm the same way, man. I'm the same way. I tend to be very philanthropic. I don't mind giving money and things to people ever. If you come up to me on the street and you're like, hey, man, can you put $10 in my gas tank, man? I need to get somewhere. I don't care if you're actually going to take that $10 and, buy drugs. Or I know what I did was right. And I know that in my mind I helped you. And so just because I don't want anyone to ever end up in the same situation or feel the same way I felt when I was younger or worse. So I try to help as much as I can.
I feel that.
So, yeah. Thanks for sharing, man. Did you want to go? Was there anything else that you had on your mind you wanted to go into? Because
I would just say that, my friends have been the biggest part of my life because it's like, I felt like the friends that I made, I felt like I could rely on them more than I could my own family, which is kind of sad to say, but also at least I had somebody,
Right.
But, to those of you who are going to listen to this, thank you. Thank you for being you. Even if you're not the person that I'm talking about specifically, like the people in my life, if you were somebody to someone that my friends were to me, thank you for being that person for whoever.
And I would also like to add to that now that you have taken time out of your day to join this community that we're trying to build, thank you once again, because we plan to do really big things outside of just podcast. things me and him have discussed, and we want to help people just like us who, especially people who are creative and have creative outlooks, but even people that just have a hard time finding a purpose in life or need someone to talk to or listen to. I mean, we want to be that person. I want to do, stuff like public interviews, meet and greets, Reddit AMAs, or just stuff like that. I want to get as close to y'all as I possibly can. And so, with that in mind, and with that being said, thank you guys for taking time out of your day to listen to us. Y'all are now part of the best community that's going to be on the internet. So, appreciate that.
Yeah, and like it gets especially harder the bigger you get. So for like when we get there, we will show just as much love to anybody who's listened to the first. If we're on our like 120th episode or whatever, and that's the first second you've ever heard of us, still show just as much love to you, but also the people who are listening to this, like in the times that we're posting it, like because we're gonna post it around 2023. If you're listening to this around the time that it got posted, you're a real one. Thanks for sticking with us for however long we're gonna go.
Appreciate you. We appreciate it.
But yeah, we love you the same, but OG fans still get a little bit extra love.
So, we got really sappy and sad there, and we had to get real on y'all real quick. But I want to lighten the mood, if you don't mind.
All right, go for it.
I presented this idea to you already, and I want to know if you're down to do it in this episode. I want to play a little game. A little game called One Has to Go.
Oh, that's not where I thought we was going with this.
Where do you think I was going?
Weren't we gonna segue on over to the nostalgia, the good parts of childhood that everybody looks on?
Guys, don't tell them, but I forgot what we were supposed to do in this episode, and we literally just talked about it like an hour ago. Please don't tell them. Oh shit! Is that in your headphones? Fuck! Damn, guys.
Oh,
fuck.
that reminds me of the tweet that I made on our Twitter.
I forgot we had a Twitter too.
I made the first tweet on our Twitter.
What'd you say?
It was a bit. It was like, all right, this is our first tweet. We gotta make it count. Oh wait, is this going to everybody?
That's funny. It's kind of damn. I don't know if y'all can hear those sirens, but like probably not. But someone's getting locked up. They won't let them out.
Oh, I thought it was fire alarms.
I don't know the difference. I just hear sirens and automatically think Popo hose pulling up. They go on now. Anyway, yeah. So let's actually do what he said, and we'll say if one has to go for the next episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
So, how are we gonna? Do we just go back and forth on nostalgic topics? Do you want to pick a specific genre of topic, or do you want to? Is there something in specific?
We can just talk about like whatever comes to mind, but the first thing we gotta talk about, PS2, because everybody's played that hoe.
Bro,
if you didn't play the PS2,
let me tell you something.
You didn't exist, bro.
Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. No joke, and this is not a hot take. This is not an opinion. This is fact. The PlayStation 2 by Sony is the greatest console ever released. You can argue with your mama. Don't argue with me. Let me tell you something. If you ain't ever played a WWE SmackDown versus Raw game on the PlayStation 2, you ain't living. You ain't living.
You know what we're doing after we get done with however many episodes we're recording?
What are we doing?
Oh, damn. I ain't got a second controller though.
What were we gonna do?
Guess what I have?
Don't tell me you got SmackDown versus Raw, bro.
2006.
Oh my God, that's a classic, bro. I was 3 when that game came out. I was 2 actually. It came out in 05.
Yeah, because it's like cars. They come out with the year model before the year.
Yeah. Oh my God, what the fuck, man, dude. I'm hype. We're still gonna play that hoe. Fuck it. We'll take turns, dude. Like little kids, bro. We'll take turns. So, and dude, hey, what y'all know about Spyro? Let me tell you something about that little purple nigga right now. Let me tell you something about that little purple nigga with the wings, bro. Whoo! Those games were hot and hard as fuck. I beat the entire remastered trilogy on mine. 100%ed it. 120%ed it, technically. On PS4.
Nice.
Because I have no bitches. I've never touched grass before. That's crazy. I'm married.
I don't think Patrick 100% did it. I'm not sure, but he did. He played the remaster too.
I love Spyro.
This is not my fault, but I never played Spyro.
Can we edit a Vine Boom sound effect right there? We're not editing shit into this. No. Yeah,
I mean, I probably would have loved to play Spyro, but I didn't have it. I didn't have that or Crash Bandicoot.
Crash?
I did play Crash eventually.
Crash is so good. It's like top 3 platformers of all time.
My first what's crazy is I'm pretty sure at least that my first experience with Crash Bandicoot was actually at the end of Uncharted 3.
Oh my God, are you
where
talking
you got
about
to play the game as Nathan Drake? He
Yes.
sits down there and he gets the PS3 controller.
boom, boom, boom.
I literally played Crash Bandicoot in Uncharted.
Okay, I gotta stop.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
But no, Crash goes hard. I'm gonna put you on underrated game, underrated gym. No one talks about this game. I don't know if you know. It's called iNinja. Have you ever heard of iNinja?
Huh?
So, this is the premise of the game. You're this little round ninja guy, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you're fighting some enemies, and this little demon orb thing takes over your character, and he starts slicing and slashing everywhere, and he kills his sensei.
Ooh.
So when he kills his sensei becomes a ghost. A ghost sensei.
He killed that motherfucker.
Yeah, a ghost sensei, if you will. And the ghost sensei is like, hey, you need to figure out what that was and how to stop it. And so you pretty much run around fighting these demon things, and you slice open these bad guys, and you like cut them in half, and they like slowly peel. But it's not brutal. It's not graphic. Mm-hmm. It's violent. It's not graphic,
kid friendly, cartoon violence.
They bleed green, so it's not. But it's sick. It's one of my favorite games ever. It's so PS2. It's peak. So.
All right, I'm gonna find that on eBay, buy it, and play that.
It's so good. It's cheap too.
Or maybe I'll just fucking emulate it.
Yeah, right. With a legal copy that you own, and you're gonna rip the ROM off of the copy you own, right? The legal copy.
Oh, guaranteed. It's gonna be 100% legal.
Right, guys, because we don't promote illegal activity on the podcast. Themslayer.net. Anyway, so so let me go into a little more nostalgia. Let me tell you the most nostalgic thing about my childhood.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I remember doing countless times, watching Cartoon Network. You were a Nickelodeon kid. Don't even tell me.
No. Look, okay. I loved Cartoon Network. But during watching Adventure Time, my mom was like, you can't do that no more.
What? Why would she do this to you?
Because it's witchcraft, and also
Oh my God.
in the treehouse they had the covered up naked lady
I
painting.
hate I hate so bad religious parents who stop their kids from enjoying kid things because they're demonic. Let me tell you something. Have you ever met a kid that didn't watch, or someone now who didn't watch SpongeBob as a kid? Who wasn't allowed to? Have you ever met someone now?
I feel like I probably have, but
They're all
can't
fucking
recall.
weirdos. They all don't have a sense of humor, and they're all. You know what? I can't even say that because those are real people. I can't reference them in the podcast, but there's some people I know that you also know that I can't tell you where we know them from, but there's no chance they watch SpongeBob as kids. I can tell, and it's two specific people that we both know from a specific place that we both go to frequently, and I can guarantee neither of them have watched SpongeBob as kids.
all right then.
You can just tell it's a personality trait. But I was a hardcore Cartoon Network kid. I watched it literally as much as I could. I didn't have cable all the time, so what I would do is we had a laundromat that had a cable TV in there, and I would literally walk to a laundromat and sit in there and watch TV in the laundromat. Just random adults walking in and out. I would be like 7 years old, just watching the Annoying Orange live action show. Chilling. You know why I watched that? Because I was this is some more nostalgia. Do you know who Tobuscus is, the YouTuber?
Oh, I used to have a fan YouTube channel.
For Tobuscus?
him,
Oh my
yes.
God, I love Tobuscus. He made me want to start making YouTube videos.
Exactly.
I love
Same.
him, dude. And what happened to him was so unfortunate. It really
Swear.
was.
He never recovered either.
No, never. And like, it's crazy because all of his contemporaries are all like famous now, like popular names like PewDiePie, and
Yeah.
he could have been that, but he got ruined. And it's really sad because he's so talented. Such a talented
Do you
guy.
think that he actually had a drug problem?
possible. I don't think the sexual assault allegations were true, though.
Yeah.
I think they've been disproven at this point, right? I think so.
Pretty much. It's just,
He was like the first person to be canceled on the internet ever.
once that happens to you, you just can't.
It's crazy. He was like the first example of like a YouTuber, like apology video kind of deal.
Yeah.
Like that. He was the first. He was the blueprint for that. But yeah, I loved his videos. I loved his animated videos. I loved his Minecraft videos. Dip it all in mashed potatoes. Look,
Bro, I still to this day, in my liked songs playlist on Spotify, if you go all the way bottom, it's Tobuscus.
Bro.
There.
bro, the Mini Minotaur song, dude.
Yes,
it's
sir,
such
dog.
a banger. Or no, Safety Torch.
Save the torch, put it on your porch.
Bro, but look at little Tim sleeping so soundly. Wake up to Look at the fucking audio peak on there.
Bro, those animated videos that he did with like Gabriel in them.
Gay
Yes, sir.
Buscus?
Yes, sir.
Tobuscus Adventures. Bro, the
He was
most
like, "Why do you have the sword? It's my sword. I'm gonna play with it." No.
what are you doing? I'm bored. Yo, dude, the episode where he went to Canada to get the phone service, bro. Oh my God, he was like, do your best impression of me. Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm Tobuscus.
They made him like significantly more jacked than Tobuscus in those videos.
And he wasn't even like that jacked. Like if you saw him in real life, he wasn't like that big. Not even close.
It'd just be like
But it's so peak. Like that was peak life, dude. Like that early internet. And you know what's crazy? Everyone talks about having like what's the word I'm looking for? Unsupervised internet access as a kid.
Uh-huh.
I didn't have that because I didn't have internet ever. Only time I had internet was school and friends' houses. And their parents usually did supervise them on the internet. And so, like, people talking about how they saw, like, beheading videos when they were kids. Like, I didn't see that shit until I was, like, well into my teens. Like, I didn't get a lot of the references people made to, like,
You see.
the evil stuff on the internet.
I don't feel like my parents didn't really supervise my online presence as a child, but I don't feel like I didn't get up into the dark side of the internet.
I didn't want to.
That ruined people.
Dude, I was like scared of like Barney getting killed videos on YouTube. Like those videos scared me. I didn't want to see any real scary shit. Like I stayed away from that shit with like I would literally this is some deep cut shit right here. People should get this. I would literally go in the living room to look for a movie to watch, and if I was looking through like my like drawer of movies and I saw the Saw DVD, I would literally just close the drawer. Or the Final Destination DVD with like the holographic. Yeah, no, I'm not watching shit now. I'll go outside. Like I don't want to watch anything anymore. Like that shit would. I was a little pansy. Like I really was.
And I feel like people let their childhood get ruined.
Yes, like you had to have been looking for that shit, and then like, bro.
And it's like, my friends would try to show me, like, 2 Girls, 1 Cup and stuff like that, and I knew of it, like I knew what it was going to be, but I've never watched it to this day. And I thank the Lord for that.
Guys, do we need to show Josh?
No.
2 Girls, 1 Cup?
No, you don't. You don't need to show me One Man, One Jar either.
You've never seen that either?
No.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I didn't see that shit till I was older.
Cake Farts. I don't need to see that either.
All those are like weak, dude. You want me to tell you a video that will traumatize you for the rest of your life?
I'm not trying to watch the Pain Olympics either.
You know those videos are fake?
I know, but still not trying to watch it.
What about? Oh, I don't even. Is that? I don't know if that's spicy. Too spicy for YouTube. I don't know if I can mention this one video I'm thinking of. You think I should just say it? The title. It's not a bad title. Like the title isn't bad, but the video is fucking awful. Like,
well, as long as we're not showing any of the content, I don't think it's gonna like flag the video.
Do you know what One Man, One Ice Pick is?
No, but it sounds horrible. We're gonna move on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna explain what it is, and do not look it up. I'm not advocating you to watch that. That's the worst video I've seen on the internet ever in my life. Anywho,
you allowed that to happen.
Yeah, I did. I was looking for the video. I heard it was bad, and I was like, actually, is it really that bad? But I was in high school when I saw that shit. So I told you, when I was a little kid, I stayed away from that stuff.
Yeah, for real.
Like, dude, literally, there were Smosh videos that scared me that I didn't watch.
I watched Smosh,
No,
bro.
I watched Smosh too, but like the videos where they were like, what was it, scary movies in real life? Do you remember those videos? Yeah. There was the part where my like unbridled, unwavering fear of the girl from The Grudge and The Ring. I thought they were the same person. Yeah, both of them scared the bat shit out of me, especially the movie cover of The Grudge. Oh my God, throw that shit in the garbage. I don't ever want to see it again. It was the girl with the one eye. No, just throw. I'm scared now.
I want to ask if we've shared the same experience. Okay,
what's up?
You ever it's like 10, 11 at night as a kid. You gotta go pee, but the hallway's dark as shit. You try and go in the bathroom, but all you see is all the scary shit that you know of.
Yes.
It's terrible.
You want me to tell you another experience? Have you ever had your door closed while you're trying to go to sleep and some stuff hanging from your door? And then like it's dark in the room, but you can faintly see a shadow of the stuff hanging on your door, and it looks like a person standing there? Has that ever happened to you? Or am I just schizophrenic?
I didn't have stuff on my door. What are you talking about?
Like you had a hook. I had hooks on my door where I hang my backpack and my hoodies and stuff. Well, okay. Well, did you have like anything like a chair or in your room or something that like, and then like in the dark it like looked like something? It looked like a demon or something, and it looked terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit. Oh my God. Or this happens to me now. I will be on TikTok, and people love to insert these goddamn jump scares in these South Park and Family Guy videos.
Bro, the video of the car.
The car. Oh,
car.
the car jump scare?
Yeah.
Yeah, so and this still happens to me this day. I'll watch those, and like they'll spook me at first, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's cool." But then when I try to go to sleep, the only thing I can think about is that, like, whatever I saw. It'll be some Mandela catalog, fucking scary ass black and white face,
Bro. Oh my god. Okay. Do you watch Jacksepticeye?
Yes,
Have you been watching like the horror games that he be playing?
I've watched some. I haven't watched his videos in a while though.
Bro, I remember. Okay, I went on this like whole binge like a while ago. It was probably about a year ago now. Because I wasn't living with Patrick. I was living with my friend before I moved in with Patrick. But like he had a bunch of videos come out around the same time where he was playing stuff like the Mandela catalog. He was playing there's this one game where he was like an employee at a coffee bar, but like he had a stalker or something. I watched a bunch of that shit.
Was it like a low poly, like PlayStation 1 looking game?
Sorta, yeah.
I think he was in a gas station employee. Because if you're talking about the stalker, the one where it's a game where you're in a gas station and you're like working the night shift and a guy is like...
No, I watched that too, but I'm talking about I remember he was making coffees for people. And
Okay.
like basically this one guy kept like running across the glass trying to lure him outside.
Yeah, no, I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, I did watch the gas station one too. Like
That game's terrifying.
that motherfucker gay. Anyway, I watched a shit ton of his horror game videos around that time, in the same day. Could not go to sleep.
Bro.
I thought the fucking Mandela people were gonna come for me.
That shit, dude, no. The Mandela catalog fucked me up hard. Like, that shit is terrifying, dude. It got to the point, because at the time when the Mandela catalog came out, I watched the videos. I didn't watch anyone else talk about them. I watched the videos, okay, because I like analog horror a lot, and I like ARGs. And so, my mom would be calling me to, like, come eat. She'd be like, Jordan, come here. Can you come here real quick? Bro, I'd be like, no. Like,
I don't want to go.
you're a fucking alternate. I'm not fucking with you, dude. Like, leave me alone. And, like, I'd be looking at my dog at the time. I'd be like,
Are you really my dog?
nigga, are you a skinwalker, bro? Look, come here. Look at me and my shit. If you a skinwalker, blink. I knew it. And I shoot my dog. But
Shoot my dog.
no, dude.
That's a clip right there.
Yes.
I shoot my dog.
Let me tell you what scared the dog shit out of me. And I'm so serious when I say this. This is not a joke. This is not an exaggeration. This is the greatest horror game ever made. Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh my Lord Jesus. Yes,
That
sir.
shit
Yes, sir.
is so scary. It's like, okay, one, it's the first thing that's ever done anything like that before, where you take a normal game and you just fuck it and like like they get the game and they're like, and they give you like 8 hours of normal gameplay, like a long ass time of just regular
and then just all of a sudden
virtual
just fuck
novels,
up.
and then they're just like, actually all that, and then you already know. Yeah, should I spoiler warning? That game's been out forever. Should I? Because I kind of want to talk about.
If you don't know what the story is by this point, you don't.
Spoiler warning.
That's all I gotta say.
Go watch Jacksepticeye's gameplay of it. That's how I watched the game before I played it. So, at the end, this is what got me. The game didn't have a lot of jump scares. It wasn't like very jump scare oriented, so that's why I wasn't like too scared to watch it on my own.
Mhm.
If it was like a Five Nights at Freddy's game, I used to not watch them because I used to be scared of jump
What?
scares. I was a
Bro,
little.
I used to watch like people watch Slenderman and they get so upset in their reactions. I'm just like, bro, what is your problem, dog? Why are
Yeah.
you going?
Yeah, I had a fear of jump scares when I was younger because of some trauma. My brother and my cousin set me up to watch a pop-up scary video when I was younger, and it ruined me until I started.
Was it the car video?
No, it was a completely different one. I don't
The
even
Scary
remember.
Maze game.
No, it
No,
wasn't like one of the classics. It was just this weird one. But anyway, so at the end of the game, when it's just you and Monica,
Mm-hmm.
she starts like telling you how she wants to like meet your friends and your family, and she's like, "Hey, let me show you this trick I can do," and it like zooms into the screen really slowly, and she's like, "Huh, nothing, just kid." And then midway through her sentence, she fucking jump scares the shit out of you. Okay,
Yeah.
look, she zooms into her face like this.
Mm-hmm.
And then it zooms back, and she's like, "Oh, LOL, just." And then midway through the word "kidding," it literally in the subtitles it says "kid" and then dash. She
Yeah.
fucking it zooms in on her face, and it like gets all cracked, and like that face of her all like cracked and fucked up literally traumatized me. Not just that, the part where Natsuki snaps her neck and runs at the screen. Yeah, that was that ruined me.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah, I love that game though. Great game. I can't wait. They're making another game. I can't wait for another game similar.
Real quick, hashtag justice for Sayori.
Bro, fuck Sayori, bro.
What?
Not least favorite.
How?
Boring. You know who the best character is? Monica. I liked Monica at the very beginning of the game. I was like, Monica is fun, bro. And then when she turned out to be just Monica, I was like, hell yeah, this kind of works out for me. And then when they delete them, I'm like, bro, bring her ass back. Bring that bitch back. She might be a little crazy. She'll be all right. But yeah.
Yeah, no way. No way.
So, we got an hour 12 in here. You think this is a good place to stop this episode?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, let's go.
I think we did a pretty good one, guys. Did y'all think we did a pretty good one?
Put the mic up to there.
It's like Dora. Like y'all have to. If I don't get clips of you guys like screaming at your phones, yes, yeah. Like I need.
Well, hopefully you're not saying no.
You better not say no, because I have a very specific set of skills.
You are not Liam Neeson, bro. Calm down.
I'm Liam Neeson.
Oh.
Anyways, guys, you get to do the outro too. Go ahead, do the outro. Go ahead, since you're so good now. Since you're such a good podcaster. Since you're so good.
All right, bet. So, we got the social medias. You know, we're gonna put them somewhere, wherever they go.
We didn't do that last episode.
Yeah, because you don't know how to do an outro, bro.
Damn.
So follow us on, we got Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. You're probably watching this on YouTube already, and if you're not, if you want to see us, yeah, we got the YouTube, bro.
Ain't nothing to see, just two fat niggas on the couch.
But anyway, there's that, there's this, and this is the end. Farewell, goodbye, have a good day.
I don't know podcast. Signing out.